就说萨斯卡通的冬天一直可以有这种阳光，不过地面可能就没有不像现在这样了，更多时候是覆盖着白雪。大家看看啊，这是萨斯卡乔恩理工啊 ，Mining Engineering Technology Building。好，想当矿工吗？啊，想到矿上工作吗？跟海叔一起来看看。哇
Excuse me?
Yeah, I mean, it could be okay, but
好，我们现在去看一看矿业实验室。就是他们学矿业的这个学生，他们上课的地方。
So this is our lab here. Go ahead.
Oh.
I'll turn the lights on here for you.
Right here?
Yeah,
Wow.
all three of them. Yeah.
Special. Wow. So.
Yeah. So everything that we have in this lab is state of the art. It's exactly what the students are going to be doing when they find work in the field. So this yellow fan inducting, for example, is exactly what the students will be working with, especially in a hard rock mine. And we do have, quite a bit of equipment here that the students get to work with. We teach fluid mechanics in the program. So we have all these fluids benches. I don't teach the fluid mechanics classes, but I do teach the ventilation. And fluid mechanics and mine ventilation are very closely related, as the air does behave like a fluid or very fluid-like. So we have all our fluid benches here, and then a number of different labs that we can swap out, and the students can work with. And then we have our ventilation benches here. These help to simulate how air behaves in a tunnel. As you know, in mining, we do mine underground a lot of the time, and our tunnels, we need to understand how the air behaves in that underground environment. So this bench here really helps the student to understand, and that in conjunction with this around the room here really helps to reinforce the learning. So we also teach a little bit of processing in the program. We have a froth flotation machine here, some sieves. We do a lot of particle analysis. They do work with concrete and soil, learn materials testing. We make concrete cylinders, we break them. We learn all about the compressive strength of certain materials, and then we do a little bit of this is a rod mill, so they'll take some rock and throw it in there and crush it up. If you open it up on the inside, it just has a barrel with the various sizes of iron rods on the inside, and you turn it on, it just tumbles around and breaks up the rock. We also have a really extensive rock lab collection here. Let's go. I'll open up all these drawers, and all of the drawers from the second one downwards they're all different rock samples. So
May I ask which one is the most expensive?
I don't know which is the most expensive. I don't think about it in that way.
What is the most common one in Saskatchewan?
In Saskatchewan, we have a lot of glacial till. So we actually have quite a few resources in Saskatchewan. So if you go beneath the glacial till, we have a lot of potash, quite a number of potash mines right here in Saskatchewan, the largest global, or one of the biggest global deposits of potash, and the largest output. So potash is actually right here. We have a hand sample of potash. This comes from one of the mines right around Saskatoon, and the potash is the reddish sort of part in there. The rest of it is salt. And
So do they just put it into those type of machine and then break it?
no, potash is soluble. So what they do is, or the salt and everything dissolves. So they run it through a series of I can't think of the word right now, but they essentially turn it into solution, and then they take the particles, they float up the particles that they want. And it's an interesting processing method. I'm not a processor, so I
这个是什么？
have a geology background, but
Potash, okay.
potash, yes. So, these are really interesting here. This one here is actually so in Saskatchewan, we also have the largest kimberlite field in the world, and kimberlite is the rock that hosts diamonds. So this is actually from the Candle Lake deposit, which is just northeast of Prince Albert. there are no diamonds in this sample.
Oh, diamond.
They do X-ray it to make sure that they're not giving us diamonds, but you can see some of the minerals in there, some altered garnets and some mica and some other inclusions as well that there are in that deposit. But really neat. We haven't started mining them yet. There are some engineering things that need to be figured out. Yeah, it is.
Was
Yeah,
it from
it's
like
rock.
sparkling spots?
Yeah,
on the other
that would
side?
be this here maybe. That's a mineral. It's probably mica of some sort. And if I could find a sample of mica, actually there would be one over here somewhere.
Diamond in it.
But it's pretty neat. This is something that they would have constructed in the program. So this is not. This is a concrete mixture, right? And then they would remove it from the cylinder and break it and observe all the do all the strength tests on it. So yeah, we teach a lot of geology in the first year as well, and just in general about Earth's processes. We also have, a lot of uranium in Saskatchewan in the north, critical minerals here in Saskatchewan, gold, coal, oil and gas. So we're very rich in the resource sector here in Saskatchewan. We also do, let me show you on the other side there. This one here is interesting. I don't know. This is called fool's gold.
Oh.
Do you know what pyrite is? This actually forms like this naturally in the environment. And it's called fool's gold because people will find this and they'll say, oh my gosh, I found a gold deposit. But it's
natural.
actually an iron sulfide.
It's
Yeah.
not gold.
It's not gold, but you can find this kind of deposit in conjunction with gold. Oftentimes they're found together. Yeah, so it's called pyrite.
Pyrite.
And it's
Sushi,
similar to, I guess, this would be, there's some pyrite in this as well. This is a copper zinc sulfide. So
Is this gold?
This is fool's gold as well. So we have a few different minerals in here. We have pyrite, chalcopyrite, arsenopyrite. This greenish kind of color here is the oxidation of the copper mineral that's contained within the rock. So this rock is actually very rich in copper. And this comes from Ontario, so
Ontario.
the eastern part of Canada. Okay, let's go over to the other side where those cabinets are, and I'll just show you what we have in there. This is, core samples. I don't know where these ones are from, but it's just a type of core or sample that we use to assess rock breakage, geology, just structure, technical data that we extract from that. And then a lot of here's a really good sample of potash too. Sorry, this is a really good sample of potash. This one does come straight from, I believe it's the Allen mine, and what we see in here is, this is the potash layer here. All of our potash deposits here in Saskatchewan, it's all one uniform deposit, but there are clay seams that run throughout. So when the miners are mining the potash, they have to stay or keep a certain clay seams in the tunnel that they're mining through. And this would be one of the clay seams that they're monitoring and making sure that it's in the right spot in the tunnel. And it's part of how they help keep themselves safe underground. It's part of the ground support system. So they do stress relief mining. And above this clay, there would be a good salt beam. That's I believe it's I'm not even going to say, I can't remember how thick it is right now, but there's a salt beam that's a certain thickness, and that would be helping to keep the back or the roof up or keep it from falling down. That and in conjunction with the stress relief mining. So very interesting. There's no total stations in there. We do a lot of surveying as well. So 4 out of the 5 semesters, the students spend learning all about surveying. This is a total station. This is not the only instrument that they use. Again, I don't teach surveying, so I don't know everything there is to know about surveying, but they do learn a lot. As one of the jobs that our students usually get right upon graduation is a survey type job. It's the best job to learn the layout of the mine. And to just learn about the deposit, and then from there they progress on to something like ground control, ventilation, whatever, maybe mine planning, something like that.
The survey was one of the major before we offer, right?
It was, but that's a different, so surface surveying is quite a bit different than underground surveying. We use, I mean, the math and everything is the same, but it's just the way that we set up the instrument and the way that we go about our tasks.
I see.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. I shouldn't say it's a lot different, it's a little bit different. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, because I have heard of
Appreciate.
employers looking for
Leica.
surveying and
So we also teach a little bit of geophysics. This is a ground penetrating radar here. You might have heard a lot
It's
about,
a radar.
yeah, GPR. You might have heard a lot about GPR in the news recently. It's kind of having its time right now. It's in use quite a bit. So yeah, we can use this to detect layers in the subsurface, maybe where the water table is. Certain features, certain underground features, and then we also do a little bit of, it's not in here, it's in the next one. There's a seismic, some receivers in the bottom there, and we go out in the fields. We work very closely with the University of Saskatchewan, so we do go to the U of S and we do some seismic studies at the U of S, and then we also go and do some ground control labs in their lab. They come here, they use our lab. We have an articulation agreement that I know the announcement hasn't come out yet. They're just working on the final signatures. But we have a really good relationship with the U of S, and our students can transfer. There's a pathway to a degree program from our program into the U of S.
which degree?
Geological engineering. Yeah. So, I mean, we do really good things here. We know that we do really good things, and our students always come back and say, hey, I was struggling with the content in class, but now that I'm in the field, everything that I learned in class is exactly what I'm doing in the field. The only thing that they don't have is the site-specific safety, and you just can't teach that because we don't have access to all the sites.
And that's easy to
It's
learn
easy.
when you go to work,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's easy.
Really, really good to know.
Yeah.
And students don't really understand what does mining do.
Yeah.
And plus the pathway to the university
Yeah.
degree.
Yeah,
that's-
it's huge. Not a lot of our programs have that. So it's like maybe pathway to degree with other universities, but not right here in Saskatchewan with the
that's
U of
additional
S.
2 years, right?
It would be it depends what their, I think it depends on how their transcript looks. It depends on what their grades are and how they shake out. But it would be 2 plus maybe
A little bit
like
more
2.5 maybe. Just depends on whether or not they need to do a couple of bridging classes.
May I ask,
Yeah.
how's the revenue of the graduates
Yeah,
when they go to the
it's
company?
very good. Yeah, again, it's dependent on where they're willing to go and who they're, what they're willing to do. So if you want to stay here in Saskatchewan and you can find work in the potash mines, the pay is really good. Straight out of school, I know our students are getting offered anywhere from 80 to 90,000
Wow,
a
really?
year. Which is really good. And the further away from Saskatoon you go, the more they're offering. If you decide to work outside of Saskatchewan or even in the northern communities where you're working and living away from home, there's all kinds of other government programs that you get to take advantage of where that kind of help to supplement your pay. But the mines also, they really do reward you for that. So the salaries, I mean, it just depends on where they're going and who they're working for, how big the company is, but there are so many opportunities and lots of money to be made. And yeah, it's
Would you think the
So-
best of students would fit for this program? Do they need to have good math?
yes.
Physics?
Math, definitely math. Physics we can work with. But if they have a solid math background, they like to work with numbers because we do teach a lot of math. A lot of what we teach is math-based in the program. If they like to be, part-time, maybe in the classroom and part-time in the field, combination of both, or if they would like a field job upon graduation, any of those preferences are that's what we're looking for in students. Yeah.
The revenue will be
Yes.
higher
Yeah.
if you go to a faraway place.
It just depends, right? Because if you're going up into the Northwest Territories, you can make a lot of money up there for sure. Yeah, all the remote sites, I would say, are opportunities to earn. Your income earning potential is quite a
For
bit bigger.
example, the working pattern is you're working there 2 weeks and then
Yeah.
you leave.
Yeah, and that's dependent on the site as well. You can work 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, 2 weeks on, 1 week off, 1 week on, 1 week off, 3 weeks on, 1 week off. It depends on the mine site.
Right.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
If you're a young guy, you want to earn a lot of money, go to North Territory.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know there's many opportunities in these faraway places, but the question is that we don't know how to let the employer know them, how to apply for these positions. So I think the first step is go to here to study, isn't it?
Yeah, so
I guess there will be working component in this program.
no, we don't have a co-op program yet. We're looking into co-op programming. It's just not something that we, we're a pretty new program. We've only been around for about 10 years. So now we've got our good base established, and industry is saying, yes, co-op is probably a good idea, because we do work closely with industry, and if industry can support us, then that's the direction that we will investigate and hopefully take eventually. So we're looking into co-op right now. We just haven't gotten there yet. As far as finding employment goes, it depends on the time. Right now, mining is booming. I get calls from mining companies quite regularly saying, hey, I'm looking for a student with XYZ. Do you have anybody that fits that? Or can you just send me everybody that's looking for work? There's also lots of opportunity for career fairs. Outside organizations, we really encourage the students to participate in the CIM meetings. If they go to those meetings, they meet a lot of industry people there, and then there's also scholarship possibilities for them just in going to the meetings. So there's lots of opportunity for the students here in the province.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then just general websites as well.
It's a good entry to this industry, mining industry.
Yeah.
I know some employers do launch and learn sessions, reach out to students, right?
Can you say it again?
Some employers do lunch and learn sessions.
Yes. Oh,
I've
yeah.
heard about this.
Yeah.
And I know Nutrien love to have students to go there to have a tour of their mining site.
Yeah.
That
We
would be
actually
a really
do
good-
that. Anytime. Honestly, anytime. All right. Take care. Nice to meet you, Henry.
Bye.
Thank you, bye. Nice to meet you. 零下9度，这要隔着层玻璃，要不讲的话，哪看出来呢？同志们，这么美的景色，你能想象吗？现在零下9度，已经比早上又升了7度了。在沙省理工的采访非常的愉快。现在呢，海叔来到了学校的这个书店，也是纪念品商店。学校的老师说呢，送我一件衣服做礼物，那么大家一起帮我挑一挑，看哪一件衣服比较适合我啊。那么我是海叔，我的微信号是 Canada9969。如果大家想来沙省理工留学，可以加海叔的微信。好，今天节目就做到这里。如果你喜欢我的节目呢，希望能够关注海叔频道，点赞、留言、转发给更多的朋友。好，谢谢大家。